Most people think peace comes from controlling the world around them, controlling situations, controlling outcomes, controlling other people. But psychology suggests something different. Real peace often comes from controlling what you allow into your life. Think about it. How much stress comes from other people's opinions? How much anxiety comes from comparisons? How much distraction comes from trying to explain yourself to everyone around you? Many people share too much without realizing the cost. They reveal their plans before they've taken the first step. They expose their struggles to people who haven't earned their trust. They invite opinions into places where confidence should be growing, and little by little, their focus begins to disappear. The truth is, emotionally strong people aren't secretive, they're selective. They understand that privacy isn't about hiding, it's about protecting. A seed grows underground before anyone sees a tree. A foundation is built before a skyscraper reaches the sky, and personal growth works the same way. Some parts of your life become stronger when they're protected from unnecessary attention. In this video, you'll discover 7 things emotionally stable people keep private if they want more peace, more clarity, and more control over their lives. The first thing emotionally strong people keep private is their next big move. Most people think sharing a goal creates motivation. Sometimes it does, but it can also create pressure before progress. The moment you announce a plan, people begin adding their opinions. Some doubt you, some compare you, others offer advice you never asked for, and little by little, their voices become louder than your own. Think about a seed. Before anyone sees a tree, it spends months growing underground. Your goals need the same protection. Not every dream needs an audience. Not every plan needs approval. The most successful people often spend more time working than talking. They focus on action, not attention, because results speak louder than promises. So build quietly, stay consistent, and let your success introduce itself. Work in silence. Let the outcome do the talking. The second thing emotionally stable people keep private is their deepest emotional struggles. Opening up is healthy. But not everyone deserves access to your most vulnerable thoughts. When you're hurting, it's natural to want someone to understand, to listen, to care. But the wrong person doesn't always respond with empathy. Sometimes they respond with judgment, sometimes with gossip, and sometimes with curiosity that spreads further than you expected. That's why emotional boundaries matter. Not everyone who asks about your pain is qualified to carry it. Choose carefully who you trust. A trusted friend can help you heal. The wrong audience can make a difficult situation even harder. Your struggles are part of your story, but they are not your entire identity. You don't need to explain every wound. You don't need everyone to understand. Share with people who genuinely care. Protect your peace from those who simply want information. Because vulnerability is powerful, but only in the right hands. The third thing emotionally stable people keep private is their financial situation. Money affects more relationships than most people realize. Whether you have too little or too much, sharing financial details often changes how people see you. Some may judge your choices. Some may compare their lives to yours. Others may start expecting things from you, and a few may quietly resent you. The problem isn't money itself. It's the assumptions people attach to it. The moment people know your financial situation, they often stop seeing reality and start seeing a story they've created in their minds. That's why wise people keep their finances private. Not because they're hiding something, but because they value stability over attention. Your bank account doesn't define your worth. Your income doesn't determine your character. Focus on building financial security, not financial image, because real wealth grows best when it's protected from unnecessary opinions and comparisons. The fourth thing emotionally mature people keep private is their good deeds. In a world where almost everything is shared, quiet kindness has become rare. Many people feel the need to announce every act of generosity, every donation, every favor, every good thing they've done. But psychology reveals an interesting truth. When recognition becomes the reward, the purpose can slowly change. You begin helping for attention instead of helping because it's right. Truly kind people don't need an audience. They don't need applause to confirm their character, because character is what you do when nobody is watching. The people who make the biggest difference in our lives are often the ones who never talk about it. They simply show up when needed, without attention, without recognition, without expecting anything in return. Quiet kindness builds character. Public kindness often builds image, and character will always outlast image. Some of the most meaningful things you'll ever do may never be seen, and that's perfectly okay. The fifth thing emotionally intelligent people keep private is their personal conflicts. When someone hurts you, the first instinct is often to tell everyone about it. You want support, you want validation, you want people to understand your side of the story, and that's completely natural. But the moment a private conflict becomes public, something changes. What was once a disagreement between two people suddenly becomes a debate involving many. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has advice. Everyone sees the situation differently. And instead of finding clarity, you become surrounded by noise. Not every argument needs an audience. Not every misunderstanding deserves a public discussion. Emotionally mature people pause before they share. They ask themselves a simple question: am I sharing this to heal, or am I sharing this to gain support? Because public drama creates temporary validation. Private resolution creates lasting peace. And peace is usually worth more than being proven right. The sixth thing emotionally wise people keep private is their family issues. Family relationships are complicated. They contain years of memories, sacrifices, misunderstandings, and emotions that outsiders rarely understand. The problem is that most people only hear one part of the story, yet they often assume they know the whole picture. A single disagreement can quickly become a judgment. A difficult moment can become a permanent label. And advice from people who don't know the full context can sometimes make things worse. This doesn't mean family problems should be ignored. It means they should be handled carefully. Not every family issue needs public discussion. Not every challenge needs outside validation. Sometimes the best solutions come from honest conversations, healthy boundaries, and patience. Because the people closest to you deserve more than being reduced to a single story. And some problems become lighter when shared with the right people, but heavier when shared with everyone. The seventh and most important thing to keep private is your future identity. Not who you are today, but who you're becoming. Many people announce their transformation before they've built it. They talk about the business they're going to start, the habits they're going to develop, the person they're going to become. And while those intentions are good, talking about change is not the same as creating change. Words create excitement. Action creates results. Think of a sculptor working on a masterpiece. For months, all anyone sees is dust, effort, and small improvements. But the sculptor keeps working, quietly, patiently, consistently. And one day the finished work speaks for itself. Real growth works the same way. The strongest transformations usually happen in private. So don't focus on announcing your future. Focus on building it. Because people may doubt your words, but they can't argue with your results. Let your actions become your introduction. At the end of the day, privacy isn't about hiding your life. It's about protecting it. Protecting your peace. Protecting your focus. And protecting the parts of yourself that are still growing. Not every goal needs to be announced. Not every struggle needs to be explained. And not every chapter of your story needs an audience. The strongest people understand something many never learn. Attention is not the same as support. Recognition is not the same as respect. And visibility is not the same as value. Some of the most important changes in your life will happen quietly, without applause, without validation, without anyone noticing at all. So as you move forward, remember this: keep your roots private while your tree is still growing, because what is protected has a chance to become strong, and what becomes strong will eventually speak for itself.